Hey, this is Rich. Welcome back. I just finished my 52nd week on Wegovy. An entire year. I know. How did it go so fast? If you are a viewer of my channel, you'll notice that I have 52 of these things. The first one was a short, and everything else has been a little bit longer. But I've got 52 of these puppies already filmed. I can't believe it's been an entire year. I thought I would take a moment and tell you how I have interpreted things have been going and things that I've learned. So take it for what it's worth. Again, I'm not a medical doctor. I can't give medical advice. I'm just giving you my personal opinions. The first thing that I've learned is that you need to keep the big picture in mind. What is it that you're actually going after? So when I do that, I'm looking at weight loss, I'm looking at being healthy, I'm looking at being able to drop something on the floor and not have to worry about how am I going to pick it up. What am I going to brace myself against? Or do I need to run and get the kitchen tongs and reach to the floor and grab it? So, keep the big picture and don't worry about, I'm not worried about the weekly weight loss. So when I come in front of the camera every week, I'm actually very worried about the weekly weight loss. But realistically, I need to make sure that I'm looking at the big picture. I'm, depending on the week, anywhere from 80 to 90 pounds down. Right? Any week could be good or bad, but the trend is in the right direction. So the big picture is I'm a lot thinner than I was when I started this thing a year ago. And if I hadn't started this thing, I would be 80 to 90 pounds heavier and be very unhappy. So big picture, I'm keeping it in mind. The second thing is that I learned is that it actually works. This is not a trend. This is not don't eat anything for 3 weeks and then you'll miraculously lose 3 pounds. No, or maybe only eat watermelon and you'll lose 3 pounds, or whatever the trend is this week. This is something that I really didn't change that much in my life, and I've lost quite a bit of weight. And a large part of it is that the drug helps me control my mind in how hungry I feel and think about food. So it absolutely works. The third thing that I learned was to reach out and get support from family, friends, and from people like you, people that are watching these videos and send in little comments. I really appreciate it when people put in comments and they talk about, and not just say, hey, good job, which is helpful, thank you for that, but really, I really like it when people put in and they talk about the struggles that they've had or the failures that they've had and how they've gotten past that. There's a lot of people that will put in that they've struggled or that they had bad results and they switched to a different drug, or they did something completely different and they got off the drugs and they went into just exercise, or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It's really interesting to hear what people are saying. And I think what I found was having that support, having people around me who care and are excited for me, rooting for me to succeed is very, very helpful. And I found that doing a weekly video where I have to come and tell you what I've gained or lost for the past week and where I am overall, it's very, very helpful to me. So get support. That's my advice. I found that's been very helpful. And finally, the fourth thing that I've learned is it's not a magic bullet, right? It can help. It will help you control your appetite a little bit better. It will help slow down your digestion system, which makes you think that you're fuller or allow you to feel fuller. But it doesn't just automatically mean that you can go crazy and eat whatever you want. I did change a little bit. I did back off on the second and third helpings of good foods and really limit the amount of times that I have bad foods so that I still have them, but I don't have them as often. I don't go to Costco every single week and buy a 62-ounce jug of peanut M&Ms and then eat them on the day and the day after that I get them, and then say, I'll wait a whole week before I get another jug of M&Ms. No, I don't do that anymore. So it's been very helpful, but I need to make sure that I'm watching my diet. And I need to exercise. I know I do, and I know that I've said several times over the past year that I've started exercising now, or next week I'm going to start exercising, and then I really don't. I do it for a couple of days and then I go off of it. I know that that's got to be part of a long-term strategy, and I just need to make sure that I'm focused on that. But the big thing I learned is that it's not a magic bullet. The drug is not a magic bullet, that I need to make sure I incorporate that along with exercise and diet. So those are the 4 big things that I've learned. Share in the comments what you've learned. Let's hopefully let other people see what, maybe there's some other things that I missed, or maybe some things that I also learned and I didn't bring up here, and I didn't realize I didn't say it, or I should have said it. Anyhow, all right. Let's talk about today is Flag Day. In case you didn't know, it's so I thought I'd tell a couple of jokes about flags. So, what did one flag say to the other? What did one flag say to the other? Nothing. It just waved. I think I told a joke very similar to that about oceans or something like that a couple weeks ago. So it's kind of a hokey joke. The flag is red, white, and blue, right? And that equals freedom. Unless you're seeing in the car behind you that just pulled you over. And then finally, today is the Army's birthday. It's 250 years old today. The Army is 250 years old. I actually had a birthday earlier this week. And for those who don't know me, and most people that watch this channel know me, but for those that don't know, I have a twin sister. And she also apparently had a birthday this week, earlier this week. She always likes to say that she was born 2 minutes before me. So I'm younger than she is. And she loves saying she was born 2 minutes before me, best 2 minutes of her life. All right. Anyhow, you didn't come to hear me tell bad jokes. You came to find out how I did. This week, again, was kind of an up and down week. I did really well for a while. The last couple of days, I felt really hungry and ate a lot. And ultimately, I ended up gaining 3 pounds. Again, I'm trying to take the big picture and realize that I'm still 85 pounds down. I'm going to keep going, keep struggling, hopefully succeed in the long term. We'll see you next week.